It's about time we had another Meteorite extravaganza, so welcome to the, I nearly said inaugural, it's the second one, how can it be inaugural? Anyway, and yeah, I've been working on quite a few things since the last one. Mostly different body types, but we've got a few other little bits and bobs which might tickle your fancy later on. I had a couple of requests for some Mark 13 style meteorites, and I need to pop the support material out of that, pardon me. There we are. Anyway, let's throw it together and let's see how it looks. Now the Mark 13 is another type of flashbang, stun grenade, whatever you want to call them. And of course with all of the Meteorite grenades, all of the fuse heads are compatible with all of the bodies. When it comes to clips though, the Mark 13 will fit into a Meteorite flashbang clip. It doesn't like the other Molly clip, but it'll fit into the flashbang clip. Even if it has the twist head like this lemonade version with a twist head. Just like that. Now I quite like the simplicity of the Mark 13. It's nice and simple, especially with a twisted. It just looks like a nice simple little tube. Nothing to get caught up on, nothing to get snagged up on. I'm always a bit funny about using flashbangs in Airsoft as a lethal grenade. I'm probably a bit of a puritanist or whatever the word is. I'm being a bit fussy about it. And of course we have the spoon version here, and the spoon has a nice bit of standoff as well. And of course it ejects from the normal spoon fuse, and as I said, all backwards compatible. Oh, and if you're interested in the 3D files for any of these, make sure you check the link in the description and the pinned comment to my cults page, and I'll have a category for all of the Meteorite grenades. I've also still got them on eBay for UK only, although I've had a few listings pulled, so I've actually started a website, fulcrumairsoft.com. Make sure you check out the link in the description and in the pinned comments. So that's where you can find the newer versions because of eBay being a bit twitchy, and I massively appreciate all of the support you guys are giving me. This is, honestly, it's incredible, it's brilliant. I'm humbled by it, so I really do appreciate all of that. And with all the soppiness out of the way, let's move on to the next body, which is quite a big one, it has to be said. This is the M26, so let's throw it together. And there we are, we have the spoony M26, spoony boy, whatever you want to call it, spoon-headed M26 grenade. So there you are for all of the World War II, Korean, and when did they use the what was it? Vietnam loadouts, wherever they've used the M26, and your West German loadouts. Now, I will be releasing the twist head bundle for this. It won't fit in any of the Molly clips. I can do a Molly clip for it if there's enough interest. And when I fired it on that short, it was a real vicious one, that. It was a really, like, proper bang from those caps. The spoon is bloody enormous when you screw a spoon fuse into it, but a nice M26 with a spoon as big as Luxembourg. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing, which is actually one I was quite looking forward to doing. And this is the RGD5. This one's a bit scuffed up from throwing it around and testing it. I quite like this one. It's slightly heavier than the traditional Meteorite style. It's a nice ball shape to it, so it flies quite well. Arguably too well, as I found out during testing. I can take it off me being up it.
Yeah, the minute he decided he was going to give it power, you just watched it in slow motion. No!
I am terrible at throwing things. In fact, you might have noticed that I don't have my personal Meteorite here. It's somewhere in a field at Commando.
Oh, for f***'s sake.
I had to look around in that grass. I was aiming for the shorter grass to the right and completely, I just missed. Yeah, as I also found out, that meteorites also float.
I found it, it's floating. We tested it. It can float.
Anyway, I forgot to show you the RGD5 with the spoon on. But yeah, I really like the RGD5 style. It's slightly larger than the traditional, but it's not as colossal as the M26. And we also have the twist head bundles. Again, check the cults and check the website. Anyway, let's have a look at something that is not completely done yet, but I'm pretty confident in it. And yeah, this is a potential. It looks quite complicated, but I can assure you it really isn't. And I'd argue that it's actually very simple with what you're trying to do within the the parameters that I've set. And this originally started off as a timed fuse, but thanks to a certain characteristic of it, it's become the hybrid fuse. And now this acts almost like the RGO series of grenades, where they have a impact fuse and then a backup timer. I reckon we can shrink it down a bit more without any caps in. There we are. That fired upon impact.
2.
So I'll let you know how this goes, but anyway, I'm spoiling a bit too much of this fuse. You'll get to see this later on when I've got it finished. Oh, I forgot to mention actually, just before we go, here is the Meteorite twist in Jester edition with a purple body and a lime green twist head. Anyway, this has been the second Meteorite extravaganza, and as we mentioned, there might be some other bits and bobs popping up in the near future. Make sure you check out the Colts if you're interested in any of the 3D files, and if you're in the UK and you want them pre-made, then please make sure you check out the website. I really appreciate all the support that I've got with all of this. It's massive to me. It means so much. I am humbled by it, and it helps me do other things on the channel as well. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure you leave a like, and if you want to be part of the channel, then please make sure you subscribe too. And if you haven't seen the Meteorite extravaganza with all of the other different body styles, then please make sure you check it out right here.